Hey, Jason here from Simply Swider. If your dryer won't spin but just makes this annoying buzzing sound, you're in the right place. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to diagnose and fix this problem step by step. The good news, most of these issues cost under $35 to fix yourself versus $150, $300 for a service call. Before we get started, if you run into any questions, jump into our Facebook group. Links in the description. We've got thousands of people helping each other fix their appliances, and I pop in there daily to help out. All right, so let's talk about what's happening here. You press start expecting your dryer to fire up and spin your clothes dry, but instead you get this weak buzzing sound and nothing else. Frustrating as heck, right? Here's the thing. There are six main culprits that cause this exact problem, and I'm going to walk you through each one so you can get your dryer spinning again. So the most common cause of this problem is going to be your drive belt. This little guy wraps around your drum and connects to the motor. When it breaks or slips off, your drum can't spin, but the motor's still trying to work, which creates that buzzing sound. Now, here's a quick test. If you can open your dryer and manually spin the drum really easily with your hand, that's a dead giveaway the belt's broken or come off. Normally, there should be some resistance when you try to turn it. I had this customer call me last month panicking about her dryer making weird noises. Turns out the belt had just slipped off. Took me 5 minutes to put it back on and she was good to go. Don't ask me how many times I've seen this one. To fix it, first unplug the dryer and wait 5 minutes for any electrical discharge. Safety first, people. You'll need a screwdriver and possibly a socket wrench, depending on your model. Then remove the front or top panel to access the belt area, where you can visually inspect if the belt is broken or has slipped off the pulleys. If it's broken, you're looking at about $5 to $20 for a new belt. Way cheaper than calling someone like me out there. Another thing that'll cause this buzzing without spinning is a bad idler pulley. This component keeps the right tension on that drive belt we just talked about. When the bearings inside this pulley start wearing out, you'll hear buzzing, squealing, or humming sounds. The thing about idler pulleys is they're working constantly every time you run a load. Over time, those bearings just wear down and can't maintain proper tension anymore. When that happens, your belt might slip or not have enough grip to turn the drum. You can see on the screen right now where this part's located. It's usually near the motor assembly. To check it, access the motor assembly area. This should take about 10-15 minutes once you have the panel off. Look for visible cracks, worn edges, or debris buildup. Then try spinning the pulley by hand with the belt removed. It should turn smoothly and quietly. If it feels rough, makes grinding sounds, or has visible play, it needs replacement. Good news is these pulleys only run about $5 to $35 and they're pretty straightforward to swap out. Just make sure you get the tension right when you put the new one in. Too loose and you're right back where you started. Moving on to drum rollers. These are what support your drum and help it rotate smoothly. Most dryers have two or more of these rollers, and when they start wearing out, your dryer is going to struggle to spin and make all kinds of noise. I remember this guy from our Facebook group posted about his Samsung dryer that wouldn't spin, just made this whining buzz sound. Even though it was 7 years old and I was worried it might be something major, I suggested checking the drum rollers. Sure enough, that's exactly what needed replacing. Here's what happens. These rollers are constantly supporting the weight of your drum and clothes. Over time, they wear down or the axles get gunked up. When that happens, the drum can't rotate freely anymore. You can find these rollers at the back of the drum or sometimes on the front bulkhead. To check them, remove the front or rear panel to access the rollers, usually located at the back of the drum. Look for flat spots instead of round surfaces, visible cracks, or buildup of lint and debris. Try spinning each roller by hand. They should turn freely without wobbling. Pro tip, if one roller is worn, replace them all as a set, since they've all experienced the same wear. They've all been working the same amount, so the others are probably ready to go too. You're looking at about $5 to $25 per roller. Now let's talk about drum glides. These support the front part of your drum and help it spin quietly. When these wear out, your motor has to work way harder, and that extra strain can cause that buzzing sound without proper spinning. Drum glides typically show wear after 8 years of regular use. When they're worn, your dryer might make a whirring noise for a few seconds, then stop completely, as the motor can't overcome the increased friction from the damaged glides. The tricky thing about drum glides is when they wear down, all that extra pressure goes right back to your motor. The motor is trying to spin the drum, but there's too much friction and resistance, so you get that buzzing without any actual movement. You'll find these inside the front panel at the drum's front edge. Look for any obvious wear, cracking, or rough surfaces. Just like the rollers, these usually come in a set and should all be replaced together. Expect to spend about 7 to 35 bucks for the whole set. Here's another support component that can cause this problem: the drum support bearing. This sits at the back center of your drum and helps everything rotate smoothly. When it wears out, you'll get that familiar buzzing without spinning. I've worked on quite a few GE dryers with this exact issue. The bearing starts wearing down, creates too much friction, and the motor can't overcome the resistance. It'll buzz and try to start, but the drum stays put. What's nice about this repair is it's usually pretty straightforward to diagnose. You'll need to get to the back of the dryer, remove the rear panel, and take a look at the bearing. If it's worn, damaged, or doesn't turn smoothly, that's your culprit. This is one of the cheaper fixes too. You're only looking at about 6 to 10 bucks for a new bearing. The labor's not too bad either if you're comfortable working on your dryer. Just make sure you support that drum properly when you're working back there. All right, so if none of those other fixes solved your problem, we're looking at a motor issue. Now, I always suggest checking this one last because it's the most involved repair, but it's definitely a common cause of buzzing without spinning. Your motor provides all the power to spin that drum. When it starts failing, you might hear buzzing, humming, or electrical sounds, but the drum won't budge. Sometimes the motor's trying to start but can't overcome the initial resistance to get things moving. Here's something most people don't know: if your dryer keeps shutting off mid-cycle, that's another sign the motor might be going bad. The motor overheats trying to work and triggers the safety shutoff. Now, this repair gets a bit technical. You'll need to remove the front panel, take out the drum, and test the motor with a multimeter for electrical continuity. If it tests bad, you're looking at 65 to 150 for a new motor. Honestly, this might be where you call someone like me. Motors can be tricky, and you don't want to damage other components trying to install one wrong. The good news is, if it's just a wiring issue, that's usually fixable without replacing the whole motor. Here's your action plan for a dryer that buzzes but won't spin. First, do the hand spin test on your drum. If it spins freely, check the drive belt. If there's resistance, work through this checklist: idler pulley, drum rollers, drum glides, rear bearing, and finally the motor. Remember to unplug your dryer and wait 5 minutes before starting any repair. Most of these fixes take 30, 60 minutes and cost under $35 in parts. Remember, most of these repairs are way cheaper than calling for service. We're talking about parts that cost anywhere from 5 bucks to maybe 35 for most of them. Even if you need a new motor, you're still saving money doing it yourself. If you guys know someone who's having appliance troubles, please send them the link to this video or a link to my channel where I have tons of other videos showing how to fix pretty common issues with appliances, sometimes for free or as little cost as possible. It sure beats having a repairman come out and spending several hundred for them to fix it when it could be something so simple. If this helped you get your dryer spinning again, hit that like button and drop a comment below. Let me know which fix worked for you. Really helps other people with the same problem. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We'll get this out to more folks who need to save some time and money. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.